Oh, goodness. What is up, guys? What's happening? We're in a different setting for the start of today's video. We're headed off to a driveline shop to send off our tail shaft, and the reason why we need to do that is because to put an automatic tail shaft in a JZX100 manual swap, you need to get it modified. You need to get it lengthened by 50 millimeters, and obviously we can't do that at home. You also need to get it balanced properly as well. We're heading off to GJ Driveline, I believe. They're going to extend the tail shaft by 50 millimeters, and we should be able to just chuck it straight in. We're in the good old Toyota Camry today. This thing is such a dream to drive. Alright, so there's the shop. I dropped it off to GJD Drivelines or GJ Drivelines. Wow, that's like a sort of tongue twister. Or I just can't speak, you know. Probably the second option. We're gonna head back now to the house and start working on the rest of the Chaser. We have a lot to do to it, so let's get back. Alright, so we're back in the garage. I dropped off the tail shaft. We should get that back in a couple of days from now. I'm also waiting for the fluid for the transmission and some other little bits and pieces. Today's video is probably gonna run over a couple of days because there isn't much to do. We've got to wait for those parts to come in. I'll just be buttoning up a couple of things. So I need to properly install the master clutch cylinder. Need to fix up how the pedal's on right now. It's kind of hooked a little bit, but we'll fix that. Alright, while my garage door creaks at me, I'm gonna go explain exactly what we've been doing in those time lapses that you just saw. So we finished installing the master clutch cylinder, which I know I've said I've done, but we've finally installed the line that goes all the way down to the slave cylinder. So this line is one long one-piece line. You can see, get a zoom right in there. This line travels all the way down, across the engine, drops straight down, goes through this little hole here. And what's cool as well is that there's all these little brackets where, you know, they would normally line up in a manual car, but because mine's automatic, it just had those spots missing. We're able to put the lines in the stock mounting locations. You can see it goes all the way down to here. So you can see it's a little bit of a spaghetti. There's a better look at everything. You can see that the line goes into a soft line, then back into a hard line. Bit of a strange angle on how it actually works. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna fill up the clutch pedal with clutch fluid / brake fluid for the very first time. So super excited to do that. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get pressure in this thing. I don't even think we can bleed it ourselves unless we can think of a way. We're gonna try bleed it so we can get some pedal feel. It's happening. Awesome. All right, here we go. First bottle. This is exciting. Yo, so next day now, I told you this video was going to be all over the place, and that's because we got a call from the driveline shop. GJ Drivelines, got it this time. We got a call today that they've already finished. 1 day turnaround, and we already have it. So we're gonna go there now, pick it up, and I'm gonna pick up Lachlan as well, because we're gonna get some food for work. Yeah, I should go through that. You pull it through. So what they did is they extended the front end of the tail shaft 50 millimeters, so you can see they've obviously done some welding here and stuff. They also balanced the tail shaft as well and chucked in some stickers, so that is awesome. We're gonna get this in the car and it should be good. All right, so it is now the third day of this whole video. So I've been doing this over like 3 days. Yeah, it's strange, but we got the tail shaft back. Today we're gonna bleed the slave cylinder, the whole clutch process or whatever. I'm gonna get Regan over here, be in the car, just playing with the pedal, going back and forth while I do all the hard work underneath the car. Should be pretty simple. We've done this plenty of times. It's the same as bleeding brakes. All right, so I just wanna show you guys what's happening underneath here. We still haven't cleaned up all the wiring and stuff, but we'll move that out of the way eventually. But you can see we finally have the clutch pedal in. I still need to take the sticker off. I'll probably just put the rubber bit over that and just keep the sticker on, because I don't know, man. If you push this down, you can see it just goes to the floor and it doesn't return at all. And I believe this is because we haven't had the nipple open down underneath where the slave cylinder is. So pretty much has fluid just not going anywhere. So 3 times, just keep going. So we've managed to get quite a lot of movement out of the slave cylinder now. So what I'm gonna get Regan to do is push on the pedal. You can see that there is quite a bit of movement. Just keep going back and forth. Looks like that's the right amount of movement for the clutch fork, so we should be good. I do need to properly mount these lines though, because you can see as there is pressure in the system, they just move everywhere. And that's because I wasn't able to get the proper OEM mounting point, so we're just gonna have to mount it somewhere with some zip ties or something. Because if it doesn't, then I'm kind of... Yeah.
So I can lift that down heaps and you can just slip it in there.
So don't move. So Regan's gone home now and I'm left to do the job of filling up the transmission, and I've had to take all the brackets off that hold the transmission on just to get access to the fill plug. You can see it's just right here. You can't get the socket on there, and damn, looks like someone's really stripped this thing. Luckily it doesn't need to be torqued down very tight at all. That's pretty bad. Probably gonna have to get a new one of these. Damn, my legs look huge. Oh, that's better. All right, so a couple of boxes to unbox. Bit of unbox therapy. Of course, when I first got this transmission, I had no idea what fluid to put in it. So did some research and it turns out you can use liquid gold, baby. So I've got ourselves some MT90 Redline. I didn't bother going with shockproof stuff because the transmission's been reconditioned and I'm pretty sure it should be fine. Probably have jinxed it just then, but use this stuff in the MR2. It's fantastic, highly recommend. And I've also got myself a little pump so that we can put that fluid in there and pump it into the transmission, because we don't really have room to put something in to be able to fill this up. Probably should use a funnel, but hashtag no spill gang. Whoop. Hashtag no spill gang. This is pretty good though. A lot of pump in there. Alright, so transmission is fully filled with 3.5 liters of MT90. I'm pretty sure that's all it takes. It's got pretty much that amount in there. Now the next issue that we're having is the fact that the shifter we currently have on there doesn't feel really good. So the cube speed short shifter that I have right now as is feels a little bit off. And I reckon that's because I don't have a solid bush kit. So if you look over here, as we move this and we move it over into first, this whole remote part of the shifter sort of flexes over. So that means that you have to put extra force into putting it in first, and then in second, and then obviously into fifth, and into reverse. You can see the whole thing shifts. So what we're gonna do is take the remote shifter off, and I didn't record it, but about 2 minutes ago, just came over and delivered some goods. So we have a Cube Speed solid bushing kit. Thanks, Cube Speed. Comes with the instructions and everything here as well. All right, so I have the remote shifter just chilling right here. This is what I mean about the bushings there. You can see on each side right there, and the one back here, they're rubber. And if I actually push on them, they are really bad. This one's actually cracked. So it looks like, look, I can probably, yeah, look at that. I've just pushed it through with my hand. So they've obviously been worn over time. That's probably why. Ooh. You can see the instructions say just use a vise. It's a shame that I don't have one mounted anywhere. I just have to use it on the floor. So it's working. Oh boy. Oh yeah, there you go. Well, that wasn't too bad at all. Look at that. Clean right through. Just got to do the other side now. And that's the solid bushings in. Looks so good. You can really see that they're a massive improvement over the stock ones, because the stock ones are rubber, but this has no flex now. The only thing it's moving is the transmission itself. So we'll get really tight shifts with this, hopefully, and it should be really good. Literally, it does not move. Compared to what it was like before, night and day difference. On to day number 4 of this whole ordeal. My God, it's been a journey. Like I said, this is all the small stuff that's involved in doing this swap. So I've managed to pick up this random like wiring loom from like the wreckers, and I've got a bunch of plugs here as well. And hopefully one of these plugs goes to the reverse sensor. Just a whole bunch of mucking around. We're gonna do some wiring. I'll tell you what you gotta do when I finished sorting it out. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so I've been under the car for about an hour or about an hour and a half, I don't know. I've been doing some wiring and stuff. and I'll show you what I can show you, and hopefully it sort of makes sense. So this is the main plug that goes to the automatic transmission, and there are 4 plugs that you need to chop on this loom in order to get the manual transmission working properly. So the first thing is these 2 cables down here, the black and white, and because this is your neutral start switch, so what this does is what happens is when you wire those together, it just pretty much convinces the automatic ECU that the car is always in neutral, ready to start. So you can start the car. And then the 2 wires up here, the black and red, and the blue and red. So you need to take these wires and wire it all the way down to the transmission, and those are your reverse lights. So I currently still do not have an exhaust on the car. I've just put the catalytic converter back on, but we're gonna check if my wiring's solid. So I'm gonna put the battery on, and I'm gonna put the car in reverse, put the lights on, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the reverse lights turn on. I'm pretty sure that I've done everything correct, so. Oh, okay.
Our food is on the way.
Nice. I'm hungry.
Thank you.
I haven't had breakfast.
What? You lied?
Huh?
Did you lie?
Why would I ever lie to you?
Because that's what you do all the time.
I never lie to you. Oh yeah. Can I get this exhaust up by myself? Let's see. Hanger is on. Oh, can you throw that tool to me? Can you just like kick it under?
This one?
No, that one. Kick. More. Thank you. Oh God. Oh God. Guys, we have finally got everything ready to get the car sort of moving for the first time. Not moving, but just to test if everything's gonna work or not. So I've put on the rear wheels, I put the exhaust back on, the slave cylinder's all working. I think that's probably gonna be the thing that stops this thing from happening. But we're gonna turn the car on for the very first time since it's had the automatic transmission out and the manual one put in. And we're gonna see if it turns the back wheels. So I'm a little bit nervous. I guess we'll just have to see what happens. All right, guys. I am so nervous. Let's give it a start. Hopefully we have everything. All right, everything's working. Okay, okay. Tail shaft's moving. Let's try getting into gear. Oh. Okay, let's see if it gets to the first. All right, first gear. Oh, that sound, oh. I was freaking out. I was like, what is that weird sound coming from the box? Is the box that I've got broken or something, because it's a reconditioned box? But that's the twin plate clutch. So, damn, that's really loud though. That's so loud, what the hell? All right, first gear, let's try again. First, we're going to let out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, second. Oh yeah. Clutch in. Neutral. I'm gonna show you guys outside the car. It actually shocked me how loud the twin plate is, because obviously twin plates make a lot of sound, because when you depress the clutch, the 2 plates are like sort of floating in between everything. So you're gonna hear that weird like rattly sound, but it sounds very different compared to like an OS Geiken one, something that Andrew has in his BRZ. But I'm gonna go through all the gears. You're gonna see the wheel speed go up, and you're also gonna see Chloe's feet. But I'm gonna try to put it in gear again. I'm gonna go through all the gears, and we'll see what happens. So happy, so happy. Oh my God. Can you turn, is it spinning? Fast?
Wheels?
Yeah.
Not fast. It's faster now.
Faster? What happened?
Let's start moving.
It works. It works.
Hey!
Alright guys, so we're going to end the video here because I've been working in this probably for too long today and over the past week. Because this all works now, that means the next video is going to be an on-road test of the car driving for the very first time with the manual R154 5-speed. So, super excited. I can't get the smile off my face. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll catch you all in the next one.